Okay, well, we have our front side boxed in. We still got to do all the bottom side of the chassis, everything. I'll have to clean up that plating. We're gonna have to make a transmission cross member for it, which is in that vicinity of stuff. I'll probably blow away that center section so we can kind of make a new inner like clampy bit. I guess if I do everything right, I can maybe keep the top. I don't know. I'll see what happens when I start cutting it up. And I'm probably going to take that off because I'll probably reuse that or make something similar to that for my Vega box. I think it's just got to scoot back a little bit. We'll see how that goes. And I think I got to go cut myself a new piece for that front motor plate to do the front motor mounts. So we'll start with that, see if we can get our motor actually mounted. And I don't know, maybe we'll start building that cross member for the ladder bars as well. Get that kind of mounted in there. And possibly a front spring mount. Let's see if we can get that far in this video. Alright, let's get started. Well, it's been a few days. We've gotten a few goodies. So this will be going on top of there. That'll be kind of cool. You may have noticed some things have changed in the shop a little bit. Anyways, I got my plasma table over here now. And yeah, it's still in a process of moving and figuring out where everything's got to go, stuff like that. But anyways, we are building the motor plate that we're going to use in the front of the car. So this is kind of my design that I'm going to go with. These tabs will fold over and I'll be able to add some gussets and stuff to them after. Right, well, a bit of a bad drawing on my part. It had cut the outside before it finished cutting all the inside. Not supposed to do that. Anyways, this is basically the plate. Kind of overkill, but, well, no, yes. Oh, now I know why I probably didn't put a hole there before. I'm going to bend this up. I want the gusset. I kind of have this bigger than the hearse mounty thing because I was going to do like flathead motor rubber mounts isolators underneath here, and the holes are not big enough just because this thing, I mean, they look really square. They're usually off, so I'm just going to punch them in the iron worker. I just kind of do a set hole for everything, and then all the other bits that fell off should be in here. I think that's what I was spending the other last night just doing, was cleaning out this table. There's a lot of stuff sitting in this thing. Anybody that works at plasma tables probably knows what I'm talking about. So these are going to be the motor mounts that'll go on the chassis. I'll have to cut some more gussets, but this essentially will be that setup. Puck goes in there. Good to go. Oh, Pablo doesn't like using his dog door anymore. I'll have to let him in. So anyways, I'm going to get this bent up. I don't know if it's even worth trying to... I was going to dimple dye these, but I don't know if they're really going to. I think this plate's too thick that you won't even notice it, so I think I won't do that. Anywho, gonna bend these up, punch these out, and let's get her set up on the the motor and we can kind of do a test fit with it. Well, we had to go see what that looks like. I did channel the body another 2 inches, so I got my full 5 inches of channel so far. I don't know if I'm going to go much more. Maybe another inch. But I kind of like it the way it looks. I'm hoping that's around where my wheels are going to be, so that should be technically. Aren't those awesome? Look at those things. Man. I have to find one more. This stupid wheel's the wrong one. I got 3 of those babies. I think they're gonna suit the truck. Put some big and littles on this thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think my other wheels are gonna go up because I'm probably gonna go a much bigger tire in the back yet. So it might go another inch or 2 on the channel. Thinking that's the plan. Should get my carbs like just above my cowl. Why not, eh? Gotta stare at something cool while you're driving. I feel like there's plenty of room in the cab because I'll pretty much just make my bare essentials with the floors there and then do my thing. But we'll see. We'll see where we get. I have this semi mocked up with my motor mount, but the plates are, I gotta make new ones. They're not long enough. So I gotta do that. I gotta put a gusset up on this one, weld that up. But the mount did fit first try, so there's something to be said. Did some measuring right somewhere on the lines. Yepers. All right. Well, I think that's what I'm going to call it for tonight. Not sure what I'm doing next. Well, I guess I'm going to make up these mounts, get that all done. And probably said it before, but I'm going to blow out that tranny cross member. Get that thing gusted up and make a mount for there. I think that will be the plan to finish her up. I just had to see what the body looked like with this setup. Oh, wait. Isn't that cool? I can't say I'm totally into these things, but that definitely kind of looks cool. If you're building a hot rod, may as well have the look, right? Yeah, got all the bits. All the bits. We just got to build the rest of the motor to match that now. I do already have a good cam. I just got to order some springs. Springs. Lifters. Oh yeah, I got to do lifters. Yeah. You know, all the bits. Pretty much have to build the motor yet. But, oh well. Okay. Till tomorrow. Gathering up some parts. I'm found a seat. It's really cool. But unfortunately, I don't think I can use it. It's got too much arc and pushes me forward, so I'll have to try a different seat when it comes time. Did find a pedal assembly. I'll need to shorten the arms on it, but steering column, Vega box, yada yada, eventually when it all comes down. I finally got my channel to where I'm happy with it. Really puts the car low, but I'm running a much different tire in the back, so it's going to go up another inch and something, so it'll still give me my 6-7 inches of ground clearance when it's said and done. So I'm okay with that. So basically now I'm going to lift the body off and I'm going to cut out this center section like I said I'm going to do, and I'm going to make my transmission mount and finish making up my motor mounts, and then we'll see where we go from there. I'm thinking after I'm going to get my flywheel stuff on, see if I can figure out everything I need for my clutch to work and what I need to order. But first things first, we'll finish the motor up, get the transmission in, get it all hanging the way it's supposed to sit. Alright, well, I hacked the bottom out. I'm going to deal with that after. I'm going to make a brace and make a removable section in the middle. This one actually can sit down. I probably didn't have to remove as much as I did, but it's not a big deal. I kept the hat off of my other one, so I'll use it in there. The bottom, I just want to make a boltable in section. Maybe I'll make it so it bolts in and it holds the tranny cross member at the same time. That might be kind of cool. I'm just going to do one test fit just to make sure everything still fits good. I'm going to drop the body one more time. Just want to make sure everything is cool where it's at. And then I'll start measuring, and because we got this new Fandango sheet, I'll cut out and make that bottom mount. We'll probably bend up or make it in a two-step process with some gusset tabs on it. And then we'll also build the motor mounts. Spent about 10 minutes, doodled that up. With any luck, I will have done it right. This is the part is the transmission mount. These are my two bends, and hopefully once I punch all these holes will work out for me to bolt this in underneath. And then these are the gussets for this plate after. So we'll see if that transfers the same onto here, but yeah, I don't know. Trial and error. Find out. Here's my simple bracket. I goofed. I should have made this square. I thought that when I did it. Anyways, it's just gonna sit up into the transmission mount, and then, well, when it's underneath anyways, it's still pretty hot. But anyways, it just kind of, I'll show you guys better when I'm up in the hoist, but it'll go under here, and then it's just going to bolt underneath everything. So if I have to pull the transmission, I can at least just drop said cross member, and I can kind of do my thing and pull this out. So I'm just going to clamp that in place now, because until I can lift this thing up on the hoist, then I can drill all the holes. I'm going to work on the front motor mounts. The motor mount's done, but because these tabs are wrong, I'm going to make new tabs to go off and mount onto the frame. So here's going to be our simple mounts for our front cross member thingy that we made. Because we got to get off far enough that we can reach the mount. So it's going to zap onto there. There's going to be some gussets. I still have to get some strapping because I'm going to add some structure to this piece too yet, just so there's no front, no flex in it. So we'll add a stringer underneath the whole thing after it's all said and done. But we're going to cut that out and tack that in, and then at least the motor's sitting everywhere it's supposed to sit. So I've shown this thing like a long time ago, but this is just a homemade plasma table that I built. I have no idea, it'd be a lot of years ago now. It's kind of set up to do a 5 by, this is 8, so 5 by 7. And the only reason why it's such a weird size was that was the length of the steel that I had. A 4 by 4 actually would do most anything I want. I just did this one because I thought in case I wanted to make like a custom frame or something, I could at least make like these cool arch frame rails and stuff like that. I've never really done that, but whatever. It's capable of it. It's just a whole bunch of eBay junk is what I did. Because I had the material, the table was fairly cheap, so it was, I'm trying to think, the motors and stuff probably cost $600-700. That was pretty much it to make it, really. That was a long time ago at this point. It is just powered by whatever. I'm running lock and all that jazz, so the software is more than the table's worth. And I'm just, it's, I can't even remember what all the stuff is. If I had to fix something, I think I'd have to rebuild everything. But it's got a four-axis board. There's your power supply, and then this is like one of those El Cheapo torch height controllers. So as it's cutting, depending what you're on, it'll try to float along, do its thing, which just reads off. And then I just have an Everlast plasma. I used to use my other one that I was using, but it always cut crooked. And for the price of a new torch handle for that Hypertherm, I could just buy a brand new plasma cutter. So I just bought one to use strictly for the table. It's I think it's a 70 amp or an 80 amp, but I don't use much over 50 amp for anything I do most of the time. Yeah, I don't know. It's basically just built out of a bunch of garbage and skateboard wheels and things like that. So the first version of this I did with chains, like chain link. It didn't work out very well. There was a lot of, it was very choppy when it was cutting. Then I found somebody on eBay that had this rack of pinions, so I kind of just did that with some gears and just stabbed them straight on the motor. And I mean, my height unit's pretty hokey, but whatever, it works. The odd time it gets hung up, but I fixed that, not a problem. Anyways, task at hand. I mean, it does pretty good cuts, I think, for what it is. There's a little bit of schwank on it, not too much, whatever they call this, slag or whatever, dross, or it knocks off pretty easy. Anyways, these are the mounts. They're at a slight angle, just the way the frame rail tapers. And then these are gonna go top to bottom of the frame. If I don't like this, I might box this in, that way I can blaze it on top and the bottom. We'll see how much meat this thing can get onto the frame rails. I'm gonna just blindly hold this underneath, mark these holes out, punch them in the iron worker, and then I can just zap them in place, and then the motor's gonna be freestanding actually on some proper mounts. So anyways, let's get started. Well, there's no doubt about it that I overdid that thing. That was a lot of work. I was looking here, I was going to make some side saddles, but what I'm going to do is when I pull the motor out, I'm going to build some triangular, because there's nothing in here anyways. So I'm going to build some gussets back just for some extra strength on there. The motor mounts worked out okay. Like these I'll be able to blaze up. Here, not so much. I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. I might box in this thing and buzz it all up. We'll get to that when I get there. Like I say, I still got to do that girdle underneath here and weld up these things. And then, yeah, we got to go on to, when I'm done everything, we got to box up the underside of the frame, fix up all this stuff, make that all pretty. But we can kind of move on. Next thing I want to do is get these ladder bars functioning. So I'm going to make a brace into here. That'll be on the next video. Along with making a front front spring mount for it, and then we'll have to probably notch the frame to accommodate for the spring a little bit. So yeah, coming next. Anyways, I think this is where I'm going to leave this one. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.